Yo, what's up, Swag? And you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy Keon Laura, aka KL Swag. Back here with a video, man. Look, man, we about to react to how to sabotage. See, I almost messed up on my reading already. How to sabotage a franchise in 12 seconds. This is crazy. Man, my dog Derek Carr, man. I did hear that he got released and stuff like that, man. He gonna get picked up by somebody, bro. But let's get into it, man. Let's see what microphone talking about.
Team today, according to NFL Network, that he is not going to accept a trade to any team. Contract guarantees him $40 million if he's still on the roster this Wednesday.
Not only does he get out and get to pick and choose where he wants to go, probably going to get double the guaranteed money that he was due in the remainder of this contract anyway.
At this point, I built a reputation up with you guys as being someone that tells it like it is. Even if it's about my favorite football team, the Dallas Cowboys, I'll eviscerate every bad decision they make, and I'll praise all the good decisions they make. The same goes for every single team. How many times did I show up on this channel and praise the Philadelphia Eagles for the decisions they made this past year? And in this case, we have a situation that is actually driving me insane. I mean, I am baffled at the reaction that people have to this news. So before we get to the content, make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications to help the channel grow. We're on the grind to 700,000 subscribers, man, and now that we get all that out of the way,
You go hit 1 million, man. I just gotta hit 10K. That's it. 10K, and then we gonna hit that 100K. Well, hit the 50 first. Then 100K.
so many of my subscribers listened to me and made bank on the Super Bowl, bro. Remember when I told you to sign up with my promo code microphone to get a $100 deposit?
We ain't trying to get into that.
NFL. And I post NBA pics onto my Instagram story on a daily basis for when the Las Vegas Raiders were concerning on Super Bowl Sunday.
We know you making the money, bro, but my subs want to hear what's going on too.
Remember when the Las Vegas Raiders were concerned about potentially allowing Derek Carr to seek out a trade elsewhere because they were afraid that he could potentially exercise his veto power to reject each and every trade the Las Vegas Raiders would try to draw up for him and then force the team to just straight up release him, which would mean that they would have to eat a decent amount of his salary to do so. Well, it appears as though their worst fears have been realized. And to be honest, I don't really understand Raiders fans that are angry at Derek Carr for this. I mean, imagine being Derek Carr. You're drafted in the second round of the 2014 NFL Draft. You're without a doubt the most successful quarterback that the Las Vegas Raiders have had since Rich Gannon. I don't think Raiders fans remember the never-ending carousel of quarterbacks that the Raiders had prior to Derek Carr. When Derek Carr came in, he was the most stable part of the Las Vegas Raiders roster. And throughout the Derek Carr era, there was a lot to like and there was a lot not to like. Let me give you an idea of what Derek Carr went through. In his rookie season, he played under Dennis Allen. Well, just a few weeks into the season, after 4 straight losses, Dennis Allen was fired. Derek Carr's new head coach, which would be introduced to him just a few games into his second season, was Tony Sparano. No, not Tony Soprano, Tony Sparano. Two completely different guys. I don't blame you for getting them mixed up. The Raiders decided that Tony Sparano was not the future of this team. So they went ahead and hired Jack Del Rio in 2015. To Jack Del Rio's credit, he was actually fairly solid with the Raiders during those years. I mean, don't get me wrong, in his first season, they went 7-9, but it definitely was a gigantic improvement over going 3-13. In his second season, the Raiders went 12-4. They were clearly building something there. And in his third season, the Las Vegas Raiders would go 6-10. At this point, the Raiders decided, you know what? We need to make a big splash at that coaching position. So let's pay John Gruden $100 million to coach us for 10 years. Well,
they paid him a lot.
Would stay with the Las Vegas Raiders for 3 years before his whole email gate scandal would come out, and that would result in John Gruden stepping down. Rich Bisaccia would take over, who had a lot of success with Derek Carr. In a season where Derek Carr had to deal with the John Gruden emails, the Damon Arnett video that was posted onto social media that got him cut, and the Henry Ruggs tragedy, the Las Vegas Raiders still made it to the playoffs. Despite this, this, the Raiders decided not to bring back Rich Bisaccia. Despite me clearly thinking, and most of us clearly thinking, that he deserved a chance, they decided to chase the flashy name in Josh McDaniels. They went ahead
Took
and
my
traded for
dog.
Devontae Adams. One would think by trading for Derek Carr's college buddy, it would kind of symbolize that Derek Carr was going to be the quarterback for the long haul. After all, the Las Vegas Raiders did sign Derek Carr to a contract extension in that very same offseason. As a matter of fact, they were so confident in Derek Carr being a Raider for the foreseeable future that he signed a 3-year, $121.5 million contract extension that had a no trade clause. Unless
Basketball is back. Watch the
Damn.
with YouTube TV.
So they want him gone.
Swiffer Wet Jet prevents streaks and haze better than a mop. Love it or your money back.
Then a year later, they decided that they needed to trade him. I don't know if there's anything that indicates more ineptitude from an organizational standpoint than that. Was Derek Carr the best quarterback in NFL history? No. Is he a top 10 QB currently? Probably not. Was he consistent and stable during a time that the Raiders were in complete chaos, and by the way, are still in complete chaos? I would say so. The thing that bugged me about this situation is the Raiders could have handled Derek Carr's departure from the team with significantly more class than the way that they did. They benched Derek Carr for the final 2 games of the season. They inserted Jarrett Stidham. There was one good game and one
I do
bad
remember
game.
that.
And they let the entire NFL world know that the Derek Carr era is officially over. They did this despite it not even being a whole year into his brand new contract extension with a no trade clause. This is a pretty unceremonious way to handle
Derek Carr
a
straight
quarterback
then.
that really weathered controversy.
And he making hella bread.
Last year. I mean, when you consider everything that Carr went through in 2021, I would have at least given him another chance. But if not, I would have at least let him finish out the season and then try to work out a trade with him. Maybe go up to him in private and say, hey,
We need to go in a different direction. We appreciate what you did for us.
and honor him.
Damn, that's
They
crazy.
did, which it seemed like they just tossed him to the corner in a bad season for himself. Well, eventually the Raiders decided that they were going to let Derek Carr shop around it and find a suitor, and it seemed like he found the New Orleans Saints. As a matter of fact, it seems like these two are quite fond of each other. After all, Derek Carr does have kind of
I can see him going to the Saints.
familiarity with Dennis Allen, I suppose. A little bit. The New Orleans Saints are in salary cap.
I can see him
They
going to the
definitely have
Saints
some
now.
Solid wide receivers, and they still have Alvin Kamara. Their defense is really freaking good as well. It seems like if you plug in a average to above average QB into that offense, and considering
Damn,
they're
Alvin
not
Kamara?
even close to being in as much controversy as the Las Vegas Raiders are, then maybe Derek Carr has the opportunity to resurrect his career. And don't get me wrong, the Derek Carr shade has been pretty enjoyable up until this point. I mean, he said this.
Have you ever been that hot in Las Vegas?
Not that hot. It's probably why I'm going somewhere else.
So at the end of the day, the Raiders' worst case scenario and biggest fear came to fruition. Derek Carr, on the day of the Super Bowl, straight up told the Las Vegas Raiders that no matter what you do, I am going to veto your trade proposal. And the only way he could get away from me is by cutting me completely. This is coming to us from Ian Rappaport. Derek
Damn.
Carr has informed the team that he won't accept a trade to the Saints or any other team, and the team is expected to release.
I wonder how Devontae Adams feel about this.
There's a lot of Raiders fans that, by the way, I have a tremendous amount of respect for that are upset about this. And don't get me wrong, there are times where I myself get into my feelings whenever it involves my favorite team, especially on Twitter. I try to get all my delusional cowboy fandom out on Twitter. A man that I have tremendous respect for, Sanjeet, who's a diehard Raider fan, quote tweeted this article and said, a lot of Raider Nation will no longer respect Derek Carr. But here's the thing, man. There was a phrase that was said to me repeatedly as a child, and it's treat others the way you want to be treated. And in this case, the Las Vegas Raiders did not treat Derek Carr the way Derek Carr treated them. I mean, in 2021,
It's
this
true.
franchise was down terrible. You had a head coach that said homophobic and racist remarks and emails that were leaked, which to this day, I have no idea how they were leaked, and that's a different conversation. I don't want to get into that. And then you
Yeah.
had Henry Ruggs, which was truly a tragedy. A player that you really invested heavily
Crazy,
into
bro.
to be one of the faces of your franchise moving forward, ends up making a horrible decision that cost the life of a poor woman and her dog, and also ruined his own life, in addition to that poor woman's family. Then you had Damon Arnett doing whatever the hell this is.
Hey, pull up, lame ass. I swear to God, I'll kill you. On everything I love, I will kill you, nigga. You talking crazy. Talking about that shit 5 minutes away. The fuck? Like, I really did kill you, nigga. I real deal kill you, my nigga. I will real deal kill you, my nigga. And I ain't the only one here, too, nigga.
And through it all, Derek Carr was a beacon of hope for the Raiders, and he really made the Raiders a very inspirational story in 2021. He really bailed you guys out in 2021. That could have been a way worse situation. And instead of hiring Rich Bisaccia, and instead of really giving Derek Carr another opportunity, or siding with Derek Carr over the latest head coach that you decided to hire, you straight up just discarded him and threw him in the trash. I don't really blame Derek Carr for doing this. They didn't treat Derek Carr with respect in this situation. Why would he do the Raiders any favors? Like, if the Raiders brought him out and actually treated him well and actually gave him a proper goodbye or showed love and appreciation for him, then yeah, I could see him maybe potentially working with the Raiders on a trade. Even then, I'm unsure if you could really expect him to work with the Raiders on a trade, because that's not to the benefit of his new team. It's only to the benefit of his old team and his old
Derek Carr low-key had the Raiders looking good, though.
At the end of the day, Raiders fans are getting...
They'll just go to the playoffs but lose.
There's a lot of tweets bashing Derek Carr, saying,
Oh,
damn, bro.
Carr. No
Derek Carr gone. I thought he was going to be with them forever.
contract.
so he needs to resort to getting cut.
I thought Derek Carr was going to be with them forever. I ain't going to lie to you. I did not expect that, bro. Y'all, what do y'all think about that, bro? I did not expect Derek Carr to be gone from the Raiders. Damn, microphone, goddamn.
Excuse me.
I gotta get an ad blocker.
Charmin Ultra Soft is so cushiony.
That is
soft,
crazy.
but it's so absorbent you can use less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
By his team so he could sign with his new team in free agency. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with the cap hit that Derek Carr would have on his brand new team that he doesn't want to impose them with. The Saints are in salary cap hell right now. They can't afford Derek Carr's contract even if they wanted to. But at the end of the day, man, I don't care who you are. I don't care how badly this player has fallen off. If you signed a player to a contract extension, which by the way, the Derek Carr contract extension wasn't that bad of an extension. It was just a 3-year extension. And he immediately plays poorly in his first year. You're willing to move on from him that quickly? You guys are idiots for signing him to a contract extension to begin with. This extension isn't nearly as bad as the Denver Broncos extending Russell Wilson before he played a single down for them. But you see the situation the Broncos are in right now. In this situation, the Raiders sided with the head coach over the player. In the Broncos situation, they did the opposite. They canned Nathaniel Hackett because they're significantly more committed to Russell Wilson than they were to Nathaniel Hackett. So at this point, the Raiders are essentially choosing, let's build around Josh McDaniels and his vision of what this team should be over trying to find a head coach that could work with this player that has already had 5 different head coaches. At the end of the day, man, this is more of a what did you expect type of situation. It's a foregone conclusion now that Derek Carr is going to be cut. I wouldn't be shocked if he's with the New Orleans Saints by the end of the week. By the way, if I don't get you that video on time, it's because your boy is finally taking a vacation this weekend. Hopefully Aaron Rodgers doesn't get traded along with Derek Carr getting signed and a bunch of other stuff happening. But at the end of the day, I'll probably find a way to get a video to you guys because I'm a psychopath. But I want to get your take on this, man. Like, if you're a Raider fan, really, like...
Damn, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. For Raiders fans, bro, losing Derek Carr, I feel like it's kind of big, bro. I feel like it's kind of big. Like, you're losing Derek Carr, bro. You got Jared Stidham, but I don't think Jared Stidham gonna do what Derek Carr been doing, man. And then on top of that, bro, I don't know, man. That's crazy. And I can actually see Derek Carr going to the New Orleans Saints because, bro, no one don't want Jameis Winston. No one, bro, come on, bro. Jameis Winston, no, he's not that guy. So I'll see y'all in the next video, man. Stay swag.